This leather is strong. Welcome to the chopping block, where brands submit their leather products in exchange for an unfiltered review. This is Parker Clay's Eleni Day Tote. At first glance, I'm impressed with the leather selection. I can see the minimal finish showing all the grain aspects. It is a heavy substance leather, so it keeps its form. Leather lining inside. It's a fairly well put together bag. It's a little too heavy, but we're gonna dive deeper and see what's behind the curtain. This cowhide as well. It's a low grade grain. It's very appropriate for the lining side, and I love when I see the leather lining inside leather bags. Apply some acetone to see what kind of finish is on it. We already know it's super minimal and aniline finish. I don't expect anything to come out. Yeah, nothing comes off, and the leather absorbs it right away, which shows us it's open. It's still porous. There's no closure on top. That's why we're able to see all the imperfections, marks, and it will scratch if you scratch it hard, and it's not gonna like getting wet and all that stuff. So it's pretty open, minimally finished leather. So we know this is a minimally finished leather, and we want to see how it's going to react to water, mud, and we're going to apply ketchup and wine just to see if we're going to be able to clean it off or not. Since minimally finished leathers tend to absorb things pretty quickly and usually leaves a stain, this is gonna react. Since These leathers are made to react with the touch and life. They will accumulate that character and build a patina over time, so they're not meant to keep clean. Now I'm going to wipe off the excess wine here. Let's wipe off the water. So whenever this happens in your minimally finished leathers, just wipe it off as quickly as you can before leather absorbs the contaminants. As they are open pores, it will go in and it's going to leave a mark. Try to get the mud off as well. And you can use a little damp cloth as well once it's, the excess residue is gone. Just damp a clean cloth this time. Just rub it off a little bit more. This is going to help you reduce the staining, most likely. But it may not mean it's going to clean everything. So here's a quite surprising result. Water left the worst marks here. This was water, this was mud, still a little watermark. Ketchup had nothing residue, and wine had a little minimal darkness of the color. You don't want to get these on your bag, so you might want to apply a waterproofing agent if you have this bag, since you might expose it to rain and stuff like that, and the marks doesn't look good. I think we need about 8 square foot of outer leather and 4 square foot of inner lining leather here. Both good options for the project. The leather estimate will be $40 in my opinion. I don't have a good reference point for Ethiopian economy, so I don't know the labor costs associated with a project like this, so it's going to be only for the leather estimate. Overall, for a price tag of $248, I think it's an incredible value, a leather bag that you won't be able to destroy. It's made with very substantial, strong, natural leather. It's going to age into a beautiful patina and shades in years to come. Inside out leather, decently put together. There was some cosmetic issues in the making that doesn't have an impact on function or durability in my opinion. So it's a super solid bag from a company that has a mission to bring economical empowerment in the Ethiopian economy, especially to the women. So I really love when I see these brands that have a mission and meaning behind the work they're doing in leather space. It just makes everything a little bit more pleasant when we are interacting with their products. So I really thank Parker and Clay to do this perfect value service to the leather community.